and welcome to Psyched for Sanity. I am one of your hosts, Dr. Brindle Doss. I specialize in assessment, geropsychology, and trauma treatment. And one way that I really enjoy soothing myself and engaging in self-care is by watching train documentaries.
I'm Dr. Tara McKelvey Parker. I'm a clinical psychologist working in private practice, specializing primarily in assessing and treating individuals with attachment wounds from childhood and complex trauma. And you are right. I would have absolutely never guessed that you like to watch train documentaries, except I should have, because you are an 80-year-old man at heart.
Do 80-year-old men like to watch train documentaries?
Only 80-year-old men.
Only?
And you?
Well,
what does that mean?
I watch it with my kid. One of my children likes to watch it with me sometimes, but it's only because it's trains.
Okay.
But
so we're going to throw the kids under the bus.
Yes. No, I don't know why. I came across these a couple months ago, and it's this one series that this host, and it's an old show. It's not a new show. And he just goes around the world on these like weird trains, not just expensive trains, but some fancy trains, some casual trains, your casual training.
You know what you're actually reminding me of right now? Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory.
That hurts my feelings and fits.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's like my favorite.
Is he your favorite?
Yes.
Gotta love the neurodivergent.
I really do. And even though I'm making fun of you,
yeah,
I think it's absolutely amazing that you like train documentaries. I think it is so kooky and unique.
Well,
and I love that you love that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel like, there's something really soothing. I even used to like put them on to help me fall asleep. I'm not even going to lie.
Trains? Really?
Not the sound of trains, like the documentary itself.
Really? Oh,
I don't
my
know.
goodness. That's so special. Like since you were a kid.
No, that would be sweet. No,
that would be more sweet.
That would be sweet. No.
I was going to, okay.
No.
Since
the past
Since when?
3 months.
Like actually?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a really newfound.
It's a newfound passion. But
passion, nervous system regulator.
Yes.
That's amazing.
They explain how tall the cars are, how short the cars are, all this stuff. So that's part of my journey in self-care. Like last time we talked and we met, we talked about how self-care can feel canned. Even for mental health professional psychologists, it feels like sometimes we're told to do 5 things. Take a bubble bath, breathe, right?
Right, yeah.
And what are the other canned self-care things?
Massage.
Right.
I don't know, go to the spa.
Right. Which is also sort of like, not everyone can afford those things.
For sure, yeah, definitely. And I could not until I was in private practice and was making like real money, actual money. Before that, grad school was rough. And before that, it's hard. So I think professionally, I agree. Like that's one of the hardest things about self-care is there are these scripted things that most people know to do or told to do that may end up being more stressful, like we talked about last time.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, if you're not really attached to the moment and being mindful of the experiences you're having during the self-care, then you could be, it could be something that's actually more stressful for you or mismatched to what you're actually needing.
Do you know which one used to stress me out the most?
What?
And I never, up until recently, I would never tell clients to deep breathe.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, if I tell you, don't think about puppies, you're going to think about puppies. Like, it's an automatic. Of course I'm going to think about, don't think about puppies. What do you think about puppies right now?
I'm thinking about puppies and also why you are also thinking about puppies right now.
Puppies are great. They're wonderful. Wonderful. But no, I think the thing is like, what I hated about breathing as a psychologist and as just a person, as a human person, was like, as soon as I try to think about my breathing becomes irregular.
Yeah.
And I become more dysregulated. Then I also have the emotional cascade of feeling like I'm failing at this. And I'm a trained professional and I'm supposed to know how to do this. And so
it's
that
like
was
there's
really,
something really, really dysregulating for you.
It was so
breathing.
And I was very authentic. I'm going to try to be authentic with all my patients that I don't recommend it because it's harder for me. But if it works for you, excellent. Please keep doing it. And I have learned, this is why we never stop learning, right? Kind of like we're psyched, we're seeking sanity, we're always pursuing that. I think learning is part of how you keep yourself sane.
Yeah, definitely.
So I learned, and this is definitely like, I should have probably learned this earlier, full disclosure. Take your finger here.
There are no shoulds, Brindle.
Go in on the in breath. Out breath. In breath. Out breath. In breath. Out breath. And this is a really great way to in breath. Out breath. Last one, in breath. And then out breath. It's a really great, what it helped me is I do better with any self-care mechanism that ties me to an action instead of just to thinking or like just doing. But if I tie it to a physical experience within my body, that is hugely helpful for me. And this, you following my hand, it works great with kids, with adults, all ages. It's very intuitive. The key is always to make sure you go slow and stop at the peaks and valleys and pause for a second or two. And it really has helped me and transformed my experience. Even when I was doing it just now, demonstrating, I feel way calmer,
me too,
more comfortable.
Yeah, definitely.
And I used to hate breathing.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I wouldn't say I hated it, but I thought, that's not helpful.
Right.
I'm not going to do that. But as I have sort of this past year has been a really deep dive for me into my own mental health. And I've really tried to tune into my body and what it's needing. And a lot of times it needs the breath. It needs the grounding. And for me, I hold a lot of tension in my body, a lot of knots, kind of everywhere. And so stretching and sort of breathing into that experience and sort of, I can kind of feel the stress melt away. Like I've learned to do a lot of that kind of body work and that helps sort of, I think I mentioned parasympathetic nervous system last time.
Did.
It's sort of this mechanism in your body that calms you down. And when you have a history of trauma or you're sort of chronically anxious, typically, your amygdala, the fear center of your brain, is just hijacked. And accessing the parasympathetic nervous system is really challenging. We're always sort of activated.
What do you mean by hijacked?
Hijacked as
talking about the HPA axis.
Oh my gosh.
I love the HPA.
Dylan!
No,
dun, dun,
don't do
dun.
that. The HPA axis.
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make you look it up. Essentially, if the amygdala is hijacked, you have no access to your logical brain.
Right, it's cut off.
It's cut off. And so you're sort of just acting out of fear.
Literally.
A lot of people are doing that, and they don't recognize it because they're sort of dissociated. They're tuned out to their experiences.
Sure.
And so we could go get a massage, and if you have a trauma history, if your body has been violated and you've not really done healing on that, a massage might actually be more activating for you with that touch from someone you don't know, than it would be healing and soothing. Sure. It's very possible if you're not tuned into what's happening in your body, what it's telling you.
Exactly.
I actually heard this fact yesterday that our conscious brain processes a 25th of what our unconscious brain processes.
Holy mackerel.
Which is the right brain connected to your body. So your body's always processing this information, and your left brain, your logical brain, has very little access to it at any given point in time.
Wow.
Which is why the body is so important. But I think, personally, for self-care, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard for me to feel like I deserve it.
That's a deep topic right there.
Yeah.
No, it's not bad. It's
right?
It's real. It's you. It's what's, the thing. And so I think finding that way to recognize that every living human, I don't know why I said living.
Well, you like to do that. You said human person. It's you don't really need both of those words. I just
feel like
you could do one of the words because they're the same thing.
Wah, wah. That was, sorry. Why do I say human person? I do that a lot in conversation, don't I? Yeah. I think I say that even in my daily life. I need to figure that out.
No, just don't stop it. I want you to figure it out, but don't stop doing it.
You don't think I should stop doing it?
It's amazing.
You think it's amazing?
It makes you quirky and weird, and I love it.
Well, I am those things.
Yes, you are.
And a human person.
Yeah, and someone that is really easy to make fun of.
I am. I'm fine with that, though. It's very lovingly intended, and I know that.
Yes.
I think, human person, I guess I just try to be really inclusive.
You're being very, very inclusive.
I don't know.
I
would say sorry, but I'm not sorry for being inclusive.
Positive version of the interpretation.
Fine. Should I go wah again?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So, question for you then.
Yeah.
So we're kind of talking about self-care and what makes it hard, maybe professionally, personally. Mm-hmm. What do you think? What you mentioned the breathing, like anything else that you feel like is like
getting people to do it in a way that's authentic and connects them to their experience where they personalize it.
That's the hardest. I think that's the hardest.
We talked about that last time too. Like, it's so easy to fall in those canned, and we all have them. And like a lot of mental health professionals, you're going to have the worksheets. You're going to have the handouts. And it's so easy just to hand it to a patient or a client at the end of a session and say, do these, but it's so that they just leave it in their car. They leave it in their car.
Well, okay.
So it's not personalized and they don't try. The metaphor that I use a lot to help people recognize how important regulation and self-care is. This is what I'm going to pretend that you're a patient, okay? This is what I say. I act like I'm serious. And usually I do this with a group. Okay. Like a group of people, it's better when it's a group. Okay. And I really try to play it. So this is what I do. I'm like, guys, I just want to make a quick announcement. I'm going to be running a marathon tomorrow.
Oh, gosh.
And the authentic responses are, oh, Dr. Doss, that's great. That's so exciting. Or that's wonderful. And then I'm like, I casually tell them, like, yeah, I haven't trained. And I stop and they're like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I'm just going to wing it. And a lot of them, some of them have really been concerned about me. Like they've been like, Dr. Doss, I'm worried because, that's a long, I don't know how many miles it is, but that's a long race. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I've heard that. No, and then I kind of lead to the punchline. It's not really a punchline, but to the point is me telling you that I'm going to run a marathon tomorrow and succeed in finishing the marathon and not dying and passing out is akin and the same to you telling me you're going to walk into this stressful situation tomorrow without any practice or training in your self-care. I don't think we do that enough. I think honestly in treatment is really help people practice and train for those events. I
think so. And I think, too, like on top of that, going back to sort of, I think what I said before about sometimes I feel like I don't deserve the self-care, so I think like when we've had really rough experiences growing up, we just have young parts of us that kind of actively sabotage our health and self-care.
Sure.
And so I think, again, intellectually we can know we need to train, right? And it's a skill to build. It's a muscle to strengthen.
Right.
But then when you have like these wounded parts that are sort of like trying to get attention all the time, running amok and being like, you should not eat that salad, eat candy. It becomes really hard to practice.
Candy's so good.
Self-care. It's really, really good, especially when you feel 4, right? Like,
right.
So
who hasn't felt 4 before?
I know. My 4-year-old inner self just wants to eat candy. But and so sometimes it can get I think it can just really get really, really hard to even want to exercise the muscle. So self-care is just hard. It's a harder concept. And I think you can even feel like a failure about doing self-care if it feels like,
it's not working.
Exactly. And they're just like, well, deep breathe, right? And you're saying earlier, like it literally dysregulated you when you started it until you really kind of figured out what worked for you. And so I just think it is really, really, really hard. And I feel like every single day I have to really think about self-care and like what I actually need.
Right.
And then what's getting in the way of the self-care. It's just, I just think it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard.
I was going to ask you, what do you do actively to counteract that voice, that experience, that narrative?
I'm still working on it. I think I try really, really, really hard to tune in to what I'm experiencing at least once a day. And so that is usually a combination of maybe journaling a bit so I can kind of focus on what's going on up here. I try to stretch and breathe and sort of, try to access. My body is harder for me. There's a lot of sort of insecurity around sort of accessing my body, and I really want to think about things, right? That's my like
so easy to think and not feel.
I want to think about things. I want to read all the books. I want to obsess about getting better, and it's just even my self-care sometimes feels like it's not good enough.
Right.
So it's hard, but I try to just know, I pay attention. I try to pay attention to all those parts and what's happening at any given moment and try really hard to access my wise adult self. And then sometimes I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. I think trying and recognizing that you're not going to run the marathon the first time you try.
Oh, it's so hard, Brindle.
I know.
It's so hard.
I definitely know.
I want to run that marathon, man, tomorrow.
And I think that sometimes handing the flyer at the end of the session gives the person the idea, just do this and it will all be okay and done. And it's a one-off, and it's not.
It's not.
It's an ongoing practice, like drinking water, and which is hard to do also.
It's very hard to do, and I admire that you brought that giant jug of water over there.
Aspire to that.
So healthy.
Well, it's healthy, but I don't finish that. That's yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. Confession time.
I do have a bottle of water.
That's yesterday's water.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your vulnerability.
Always.
Yes.
My vulnerability is safe with you.
Yes, because it is really hard to not be perfect.
Yeah. It's not a reasonable expectation that we're going to be perfect all the time, or even sometimes.
I know.
I think we just have to be human people.
Human people. Human people. Here we go. Human people.
Okay.
What if I want to be a different kind of people?
What?
I don't know.
What are the other options?
I don't know, but you posed it like there was another option.
Until you said something. Okay. I think one thing that really resonated from what you were talking to me about was, are you good?
I'm sorry. Yes.
No, you're fine. I love it.
Yeah.
What do you find one thing that you told me once, which was really impactful and really helpful? What do you find nurturing?
Oh,
Yeah. And that is guiding you to find the right type and activity for self-care. Again, more honesty and more authenticity. I've had a really topsy-turvy week, which is another way of saying a really hard week.
Yeah.
And the other day I was leaving a job site. We have jobs. We have work jobs that are work. And I was really struggling, and I found this weird song that totally didn't match my emotional energy, but I really loved this song. And it's kind of like a great backbeat, and I love a good backbeat. And I rage cried and danced for 30 minutes.
That's so amazing. I am so proud of you.
Thank you. It felt so good. I rage cried and danced for 30 minutes to my coffee shop destination.
I am so impressed. I'm so proud of you.
You're impressed? Thank you.
Yes, that is amazing.
And
it really listened to what you needed.
I didn't, and I just sort of found the song and it kept dinging in my head, and I was listening to it, and I really wanted to aggressively.
Nice.
I'm sure I scared other motorists. I want to make sure I mention.
I kind of hope you did. I really kind of hope you did, because that would be extra.
I maintained appropriate speed levels the entire time.
Oh, you were driving?
I literally told you I did this.
Hear that part.
I literally was driving for 30 minutes and I rage danced.
Now I'm a little bit concerned about your saying.
So you're taking away your kudos?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. It can be both. I'm proud of you and also a little concerned for
That's always how you feel about me, though. I think you're proud and concerned about me, our entire friendship, which is fine. You're join the club. Join the club of proud and concerned people.
Yeah.
I think my mother's the chairperson.
Ooh, hello.
Yeah.
Future topics.
But no, what I want to ask you as we kind of segue today and transition, what came up for you today as we kind of dive deeper into our authentic self-care journeys, professionally and personally?
What came up for me? I think this conversation is really helpful because it cements things that I know, but I feel like I'm really talking about it in a relational sort of connected way.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to be even easier for me to integrate this into my experience. This is a really important topic.
So important. And we talk about it, but I don't know if we always give it the in-depth conversation that it deserves.
No.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think in our society too, relaxing and resting and listening to your body is really not a thing. So it's sort of layered, baked into, I think, lots of people's experience.
Right. So it's a parfait.
I think that was probably too loud in the microphone, but that was too far.
It's too far. I was going to say onion. I thought you'd appreciate a parfait.
I don't know why.
I mean, who doesn't love a parfait?
I don't. I don't.
You don't love parfait?
What is a parfait? Is that like a yogurt
parfait.
thing? Is it a yogurt thing?
It has layers of yogurt and like fruit and granola.
I don't like yogurt. It tastes weird. Milk is weird. I don't know. I have food phobias. Maybe a different topic.
That is a different topic for sure.
But
what do you? How about this? What do you? Since you don't need a parfait,
I don't need a parfait.
What do you need today?
What do I need today? Okay, so I think I'm. Oh, you mentioned nurture. The word nurturing earlier. I think is really
powerful.
Important. And I think it really, to me, like, I imagine like wrapping myself in a warm, like fuzzy blanket. That feels really nurturing.
Love a blanket
right now.
I love a blanket wrap.
Yeah, I think that.
Make me a burrito.
Yeah, exactly. I think it sounds really nice.
Yeah. I did that several times this week, along with my rage dance crying. Yes.
So I think my other takeaway today is how impressive you are with your self-care this week. I'm like really. I'm just
That's
like
so nice of you.
I'm so proud.
Wow. Gosh, this is recorded for posterity forever, and that you said that.
I will not take it back.
Oh my gosh.
Ever.
Whoa, double down.
It's on recording.
Great.
Okay. So, okay. All right.
Yeah.
You know, do you need?
I feel like you just gave me all the flowers, so I'm good. I don't need nothing.
Okay. You just need a little bit of validation that you were on the right track.
That is probably what I needed, but I didn't know I needed. And so that's absolutely what you gave me, though.
Yay. All right. Well, good. I'm
successful podcast.
Yay. Okay. The end.
The end.